So this presentation is intended for all the people who were, let's just say that you were um, talking to someone and something that they said or like their vibe kind of tipped off to you that, maybe they might be a vampire. So you hastily ran away and said that you had to go to the bathroom and then ran into the bathroom and hastily looked up on your phone how to tell if you're actually talking to a vampire. Um, because you thought that maybe you were and luck. So if that sounds like you, then this is gonna be a really helpful video, and you should be watching this video right now because it's gonna be an extremely helpful one. Um, I know, don't worry, that's an extremely common situation to be in. Like I myself have actually, like hundreds of times, I've been talking to someone and I just felt like they might be a vampire, so I ran into the bathroom and I hastily looked up on my phone how to tell if I'm talking to a vampire, but there, there was no results because this is an original concept that am the first one to ever do this. So hopefully all the people in the past who weren't able to find info on this, hopefully they're able to find some info now because I might be saving lives out there because vampires kill people. You should be thanking me for this service to the world. So anyway, let's just jump right on into it. Now, the first thing that you gotta consider is their accent. All vampires come from Transylvania, which is, I believe, this area in yellow. This is what Transylvania looks like, and the rest of it, this whole thing, this is that's Romania. So if there's like a Romanian accent kind of there, then or if there's like a kind of like a northwestern type accent, northwestern Romanian kind of accent, then you might be talking to a vampire because northwest Romania is actually Transylvania because that's where it is. It's in here. And in case you were curious, this is actually a photo of Transylvania. I'm pretty sure um, I'm pretty sure that's the castle that the Vladimir Dracula lived in, and that obviously that's like the biggest and scariest vampire ever. And this is also the Transylvanian flag right here. So if you showed them this photo or this photo, and they kind of show like an extreme reaction, as well as their accent, then they may be from Transylvania, and you may want to run away because that could be a vampire. But obviously, not all Transylvanian people are vampires, so you're gonna want to be checking in on all the other tips, such as their attire. All vampires dress in all black, and they have fancy jewelry, and they kind of have like a cloak thing going on. And you can see on this vampire here a little bit of blood dripping down the mouth, which is a big and bad sign. So, oh, and I'm actually just noticing now this hood thing around their neck, which is extremely common among vampires. It's basically almost exclusively a vampire attire type thing. But it's extremely hard to notice at first, so you might want to do a quick double check on if there's anything around their neck, because you might not notice it first. And if there is this like big thing around their neck, don't even know what it's called, but if there's one of those vampire things, then a collar. If there's one of those vampire collars around their neck, then they may be a vampire. I don't think the vampire earlier had one. Oh, no, they did. I just didn't notice because of how difficult it is to tell. Um, you can see the vampire collar thing. It's extremely common among vampires, but it's very hard to miss. So you got to be on the lookout for that. Even me, who I'm like a vampire professional, as you can tell, hunted down and killed thousands of vampires with my trusty wooden stake. Uh, I wasn't even able to see this, and I'm a professional in noticing and discerning vampires. All right, well, moving on. Now vampires they hate garlic. This is a photo of garlic, by the way, if in case you didn't know what garlic is. Um, they just absolutely they hate garlic. Like you can just see it in this guy's eyes. His eyes are like they're like I think a little bit red almost because of how much he hates this garlic that I've placed in front of him. This photo was shot in real life, by the way. This is a real person and this is a real vampire and this is real garlic. Um, and you can just like they. I'm pretty sure garlic is like poisonous to them or something like that. Even though garlic is absolutely delicious, love eating it. Love eating it raw. Yum. Uh, I obviously keep a couple of garlic cloves, like actually full garlic things. I keep two or three of them in my pocket just in case I run into someone who might be a vampire, and also just to munch on. So if you're hanging out with a person who you think might be a vampire, um, you should just break one of these things out and start munching, and maybe even offer one to them. Cause a normal person like obviously having a munch on some raw garlic with a bro, that just sounds like a great time to basically everyone except for vampires. So if they say no, that's a really really bad sign. So that's why you should be keeping garlic with you all the time. And even if they aren't a vampire, even if they say yes to munching on some garlic, that's a new friend that you've made right there. I mean, that's an afternoon eating some garlic, talking with a friend. That's a good time. And actually, I'm just noticing now. This vampire actually has a collar around his neck, which is once again like extremely difficult to notice. I bet you didn't even see that at first, but like yeah, it's crazy. There's like a collar around his neck, kind of like this. Uh, oh yeah, he does have a collar. Didn't even notice it at first, and I've seen this photos like so many times. This is a photo of the first vampire I ever killed with my wooden stake. By the way, I'm a professional vampire hunter. In case you didn't know. Yeah, so just be on the lookout for collars because they are easy to miss. Another thing is all vampires are actually bald. They have no hair, just like this unedited photo of a real vampire in real life. Um, makes no hair on his head. You can see. Um, it's pretty, yeah, pretty crazy. Because vampires have no hair. So if you see like a vampiric looking guy, you should just take a look at their head and see if they're bald. Because if they're bald, then they're definitely a vampire. Because bald guys are vampires, and vampires are bald guys. So just check for the hair. Although some vampires have been known to wear wigs, but obviously like not very commonly. Like if you look back at this video in the earlier slides, all of the other vampires that I've shown in this thing in this presentation have all been bald. They've had no hair on their heads because all vampires are bald and most of them don't even try and cover it up because being bald, that's not a crime. But just check for the head, and if they're bald, then that's a bad sign. Also, I'm actually just noticing now a collar around this guy's neck, a vampire collar, right there. That was actually a tough one to see. No hate if you've missed any of these collars without me pointing it out with the laser pointer, because I mean even I might have missed that one. I probably would have had like 1,000 comments and down below being like, "Hey, you missed it. There was actually a collar on that one vampire. Didn't even point it out, and that would have been my fault because I'm supposed to point out all of these collars. And but yeah, just the gist of it is that all vampires are bald. All vampires have no hair. So If you suspect someone may be a vampire, just check their head, and if they're bald, then that's a bad sign. Now, another thing is that all vampires actually have really, really huge feet. It's like this vampire, this unedited photo of a real vampire. This guy's huge, huge feet. Um, yeah, so they have massive feet. Um, so just take a look, take a look at their attire, at their clothes, and then take a look down at their shoes too. Um, I think the reason all of the other photos of real vampires that have been in this presentation, they've been cut off like here. You've been only getting the top half because if you were able to show the bottom half, it'd just be just massive, massive feet. Which I guess I probably should have shown the whole body photos with the huge feet so that I could introduce this subject earlier on. But it's this is now as good a time as any to introduce this topic because vampires have massive feet. Another famous vampire is actually Bigfoot, who obviously is famous for being the guy with the biggest feet ever. Is a vampire. He has huge feet, and yeah. And actually, I'm just noticing now this vampire over here actually has a collar around his neck, which means that he must be a vampire. Cause and also some jewelry, which means that he must be a vampire because vampires have collars around their necks. So always stay vigilant. You might have noticed that one at first. Sorry, not noticed that one. If you notice that one on your first viewing, then that is extremely impressive, and you might consider a job in the vampire hunting business because that's a difficult one. I mean, even I'm not perfect, and I'm one of the best vampire hunters in the world. If you look up 10 best vampire hunters in the world, then I'm probably around number 5 or 6, and that's why you should be trusting my advice right here. Oh, also, I'm just noticing over here. I think there might be. I think this photo actually has a collar around Bigfoot's neck. I think if you can just really, if you can look closely there, it looks a little bit like he has a vampire collar that he's wearing, kind of like one of these. I think he has one of those. I think I'm seeing one right there. So yeah, just always stay vigilant out there because vampires have collars around their necks. Another thing is that vampires always have scurvy. Um, Scurvy is a disease that people on ships used to get because they didn't get enough vitamin C, and vampires actually always have this, even if they eat tons of vitamin C. So some of the common signs of scurvy is pale skin. You can see right here, pale skin, sunken eyes just from being really, really, really tired because vitamin C helps you stay awake and alive and stuff. Loss of teeth, yeah, this is a pretty serious one. Always check the teeth. Um, and yeah, so if any of those things are kind of being pointed out, because then they might be a vampire, because all vampires have scurvy, and that's just a fact about vampires. It's honestly kind of why it sucks to be a vampire, because you have to have scurvy, and that's a terrible disease. So just check for symptoms and signs of scurvy, and you might be onto something with that vampire because vampires always have scurvy, and that's a fact. Oh, and actually, I'm just noticing now a little bit of a black vampire collar just around this area. I think I see one. If you don't see one, then that's common for new vampire hunters. But I think I see a little bit of something here, and behind the hand, it looks like there's a vampire collar extending all the way up to here. Vampires have very tall collars that go all the way around their neck, and this vampire here, you can see his vampire teeth. Good thing that he's lifting up his lip right there. Um, this vampire has a big collar, very big collar around his or on the back of his neck. If you don't see it at first, that's normal. They can be extremely easy to miss. Just stay vigilant. It's always good to do like a double, triple check on whether or not they've got a collar on, because all vampires do, and at all times they're part of every single one of their outfits. It's not even built into them. They just like the look of them. Every single one of them does so, and so they just always wear one. So that's why you should just be looking for the collar. And those are all the signs of vampires. So if you enjoyed learning about how to tell if you're talking to a vampire, then you should be probably pressing the subscribe button right now, because I actually make vampire related content every single day. Because I myself am a professional vampire hunter. I hunt vampires all the time. And if you enjoyed learning about vampires and learning about their common signs, then you should be hitting the subscribe button, because we make vampire related content every single day. So just always be on the lookout, because we love vampires. By the way, in this part of town, even though I kill vampires because they're dangerous, we still like vampires. We still think that they're cool. All right, so if you're a vampire, by the way, then you should be smashing the subscribe button too, because we are open to vampires who are subscribed to my channel. All right, well, thanks for listening and learning, and have a good one.